G'day, I'm Kevin, VK4UH. Had a long-term interest in doing some microwave work, and I've assembled a series of transverters for various microwave bands extending from 2.4 gigs, 5.7 and 10 gigs. All the transverters I've built are based around the DB6NT transverter modules from Germany, and I've assembled them into cases with all the necessary power supplies for driving relays and sequencers and preamps and PAs. They all work on 12 volts. They're all lockable with the same 10 meg GPS. They all work with an FT817. They all go on the same stand and interface up with the same dish. So I basically just take them out in a pack and swap one module for the other as we go from one band to the other. The 10 gig unit that I've have set up for you to see out on the trolley has a 2 watt output capability. The 5.7 gig unit has an ex-commercial PA which we've modified, and that makes about 12 watts on 5.7 gigs. And currently the 2.4 gig system is just running 2.5 watts with a possibility of building a bigger PA into the same case. The beauty of having a big box is that you can put bits and pieces in, modify things easily. If you ram it into a box that's too small and you want to change something, it's very difficult. So although they are a little bit cumbersome, they're quite useful, and all comes together. So here's the 10 gig transverter set up on what's basically an ex-theodolite tripod. It's a 600mm dish. I've got a various number of antennas which I can slot. They're all interchangeable, just interference fit into the dish so that I can change over. This particular one comes out on waveguide, so I've got waveguide clamps with the old-fashioned quick fit slip rings to transvert across. This is a GPS module, came from England. It's commercially available, made by a ham over there. Just gives you a nice stable 10 meg reference, and the DB6NT modules have that facility. They have their own oscillators in them, and if you just run them up they work pretty well, but if you want to have any more stability, you just plug them in, and as soon as it sees an external 10 meg signal they switch over and use that. And it takes out, the one big variable of not knowing whether you're on the right frequency or not to the guys you're trying to talk to, and makes it possible to consider things like digital operating, and the various modes of the work are well below the noise floor, and aircraft scatter and all these other things where there's good potential for getting some range. They're all designed to run around an 817, beautiful little transceiver that it's handbag portable. Some of the transverters have 432 meg IFs, some of them have 434 meg IFs, some of them have 2 meter IFs. Doesn't matter, the 817 will cope with all those. And I've built into this some power outlets so that you're not fumbling with leads. Everything just plugs into the front panel, and it's very easy to use and set up for quick setup for when you go out portable. As I mentioned earlier, on my 10 gig system I've arranged to come out in waveguide. Here's actually a transition inside the case, and these from just various bits and pieces. This is a penny feed that I assembled myself in the kitchen. Basically didn't require any special tooling, and I've got a number of different feeds which are just an interference fit through the middle of a commercial dish of some nondescript origin. So here's another one, and they can just be interchanged, and they just slot in. It takes 5 seconds to change one feed for another, and I have another feed that I've made up for 5.7 gigs which just fits into the same interference hole in the middle of the dish. So again, it's very easy. It's all mounted on just a piece of alloy plate. There's a hole that we milled inside which matches the thread on a theodolite tripod, so it just all goes together with a thumb nut underneath. And I used a pair of CDs as bearings underneath just to allow the dish to spin freely for when you want to alter your heading, and to get it level, use a little tiny spirit level, and just alter the length of one of the legs to get roughly horizontal and pointing the direction you want. So all very easy and quick, assembled with little more than hand tools and a blow lamp. Another little trick I stole from somebody else is a quick little ident system using the 817. It has an internal CW key here. I just brought this out to a switch on the front panel, and while we're around this side of the dish, when you flick the switch up in CW mode, it just sends out a series of peeps. or another ident signal. Very handy for peaking the dishes on receive and transmit.